All right, so today for my road trip next month, those are being upgraded. I got my box in today from Numeric Racing. Shall we? Okay, so we have instructions. We have the two clutch and brake. They look the same to me. Sticker, card, mounting hardware, accelerator pedal. So there's the stop. We call this a hem joint and a ball joint with the factory style retainer. Looks like we got ball bearings just as advertised. Alright, here, take out my dirty floor mat. That. Alright, I was already missing the rubber piece here, which worked wonders after I got done washing my car. Take that off, put that in my safekeeping area. Remove the mat. Okay. 2 10s and washers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. Alright, so as I remove this, you can kind of get a look on why this is going. So I do try and heel and toe. I'm more of a blipper than a heel and tower. But you see the pedals are too far this way and it's too far in. So even when you press on the brake, there's your gap right there. It's almost impossible to do it. So it's still too far, and even when you're depressing the brake. So it needs to come out and over. And that's what we're going to do. All right, for those of you who haven't been in here, this pops out. And kind of another reason, so I've been in here before, I lube that, but one of the other reasons why you want to do a mod like this is your pedal. It's just a piece of plastic that bends. And then the rest of the system are all rods. So when you press down on the pedal, there's a bell crank, it pulls on a rod that goes this way. Anyway, it's a good time to take this part off. If you haven't done it, check your bushings on your accelerator pedal. You got all bushings in here. Some you can replace them with like a bronze bushing. And then you've got the throttle. In here you got the plastic bushings. If those disintegrate, these rods kind of bend in there, and then you don't get a repeatable idle condition. So the micro switch in there has to be at rest when you're off of the pedal. The micro switch are back on the throttle body. So if that thing is bent, it may idle high. So if you run into those problems, you may want to check that. Okay, so I'm going to take the little clip off of here and remove that bar. All right, so one thing, these clips, they retain the ball socket. So there's a hole right here. So essentially, this goes in that hole and it wraps around. It just, once it's in, it retains it. So this is what it looks like once it's in there. Anyway, save this. You won't be needing that. Definitely save these. You have these all over your throttle linkages all over the place. So if you don't know that already, it's always good to have those. Somehow they always wind up getting lost. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the hardware together for these. I'm going to start prepping these, and I will be right back. The best I could tell, these look to be 8mm, the jam nuts. And the only thing I would say that would make this kit a little bit better if they put a flat here, so that you adjust the length by doing this, like you have a remote control car turnbuckle. But, and then these are 13. That's the throttle stop. And the paper I thought were instructions was my bill. So I did see their video online already. Didn't say it came with these. These look like they match what's in the floor, what was in the floor. These are flanged, but you know what? Maybe I'll just do this anyway. And away we go. What I'm going to do is take the clip off here, put this on first. Alright, well, I lied. I think a little schmear will go a long way here. Put a little bit of grease in there. And now I'll put it on. This part sucks, but it's not impossible. So you want to get the rod on. Where is it? Right in there. So use the pliers. I just snapped them together. Okay, so now I got to put that retainer in. Hemostat. If I get the right angle, but I'll figure it out, but this will help. Okay, so I have the pedal on. I didn't fasten it yet to the floorboards using the 10mm fasteners. I'm going to use Loctite, so I'm going to do all the fasteners at one time, and I'll adjust it. So I'm going to do the clutch and brake, and then I'll do this last and adjust it. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to do the clutch. Dab will do ya. Get away. Okay, so I'm going to Loctite these in, hand tight, and like the instructions said, leave one off, the outside one. So I'll put these 3 in, leave this one off. Then to get them started, I got a little Torx bit, so I'll stick my hand behind there and then tighten it up. Alright, so just hand thread in the back, you got to push it forward, and the last one here, just hand thread it and then just use a Torx bit out of your kit. And then just hand tighten the rest of them. You can feel where they are. One there. One there. And just repeat. And then when you're done, use the tool supplied by Numeric to finish the tightening job. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, so here's where we're sitting. Subject to adjustment. I was playing with the rod length and things like that. So with the brake depressed, I can kind of get it. I'll have to try it. I can kind of hit it with the side of my foot, which is what I'm shooting for. So I'm going to do the full throttle adjustment here to make sure we're hitting full throttle and that the stop on the bottom is okay. So if you haven't messed with Carrera 3.2s, you essentially have 2 things you need to worry about on the throttle adjustment. There's a little micro switch here, so when the throttle's at rest, you can hear it go click, click, click. Hear that? You got to be at rest. That little micro switch tells the computer that you're idling. So if that doesn't click or that's broken, you'll get that high idle. So it may not be a vacuum leak, it may be that. So anyway, that's important to make sure that that shouldn't change. But you've got this one here. This is the full throttle switch. It comes on maybe about 80% throttle. If that doesn't work, you're not going to ever get advanced timing and fuel. So you got to see where your wide open throttle is. So wide open throttle is where this touches. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my stick. I don't have anyone to help me, as usual. So I'm going to get my stick. I push down the throttle. And I'm going to see if it's touching on that mounting boss on the throttle body. Okay, here's the stick right there. Pushing down on that. That's as far as it'll go. I'll double check with my foot. But anyway, see if it's touching. It is not. All right, I'm going to take a 13 millimeter and I'm going to screw that in a little bit. Okay, so we're back at full throttle. I made an adjustment. So that's touching. So I'm at 100% full throttle. But what I had to do is remove the stainless bolt in there. I had one a little bit shorter, maybe about that much shorter, and then tighten it up, and it allowed me to get the full travel. I didn't feel like going under the car to make the adjustment to the rods under here, so I just wanted to make sure that the pedal actually had full travel. Anyway, that'll wrap it up. Easy install. There's a lot of twisting under there. Not so much cursing, but it's hot. I'm in South Florida, so I'm going to go get a nice cool drink and then take her out. But not after I vacuum my damn mats. Have a good one.